Okay, so we're going to do the next reading in week 12. And so it's going to be the number 5 reading selection. So go there and let's look at the questions that we're going to answer. So, how is Volta's explanation of why the frog's legs twitch different from Galvani's? And I messed up there. There should be a space there. Sorry about that. What aspect of science was Volta fascinated with as a teenager, and what areas of science are most interesting to you and why? So make sure you answer that why part. A lot of times some of y'all skip the second part of the question, so make sure you answer both parts of that question. So I'm going to go and read the reading selection for you because I know y'all would rather me read it with you. Okay. So, there was once a physicist named Volta, and we've talked about him before, but here's a picture of him again. He lived from 1745 to 1827. So, Filippo Volta was worried. His 4-year-old son, Alessandro, was not talking yet. Alessandro's parents feared their son would never learn to speak, but they were wrong. Alessandro was just a late bloomer. By 7, Volta had zoomed to the top of his class. He mastered many subjects, including French and poetry. One of his favorite subjects was science. By the time Volta was a teenager, he had decided to be a physicist. Like many scientists of the 18th century, Volta was fascinated with electricity. He was so enthused about electricity that he composed a 500-verse poem about it. That's really nerdy, but go him. Static electricity and kicking frogs. So in 1775, at the age of 30, Volta made his first important discovery. He invented a device that generated static electricity. Volta called his invention an electrophorus. Meanwhile, Luigi Galvani, a scientist and friend of Volta who was also studying electricity, reported a strange event. By wiring a dead frog's legs to 2 different metals, Galvani created an electrical current. The current made the frog's legs twitch and kick. Galvani concluded that the kicking was due to animal electricity. So you probably remember us reading about that at the beginning of this unit. Volta doubted Galvani's theory. As a physicist, he was more interested in the metals used in the experiments than in the animal. He repeated many of Galvani's experiments. He even performed some experiments on his own muscles. In the end, Volta proved that the metals, not the animal, were generating the electric current. So what is a voltaic pile? Volta continued to experiment. He found that electricity was generated not only when 2 different metals touched, but also when a moist pad separated them. By building up stacks of silver and zinc piles, each separated by moist pads, Volta was able to generate a continuous electrical current. In his investigation became known as the voltaic pile, an early version of what we know today as a battery. We honored Volta by naming the unit for measuring the electrical potential of a battery after him. That unit is the volt. So you see this girl with her cell phone. So batteries make portable electrical devices possible because we have a battery in there. And then this is what a voltaic pile looks like. But go back to the reading selection, the physicist named Volta, and answer these 3 questions. And let me know if you have issues. Thank you.